So my name's Scott Egbert, and we got a little show going on here. Not your sort of average show, I'd like to think. I'm going to talk about some politics. There's going to be some cursing. There's going to be, no doubt, some references to female and male genitalia. Maybe some showing of either of those things. But mainly, a real quality discourse thought of and thought about by me, Scott. And I'll tell you why you should care. But first, what the fuck, America?
What the fuck America did to me? Trickery or conspiracy? Good white girl, not Hillary, kidding me. Nothing gonna change my sensibility. Life's a bitch, giving all the chivalry. Overheard in a broke man's soliloquy. Bust guns or break him down lyrically. Ring bells, I'm talking about liberty. Not tripping, shit got slippery. Far from the truth in which proximity? Real authenticity, can't rate well when you're false officially. Leave marks, be parts of history. Who do we charge for the scars initially? Watch your enemies, everybody brother ending up shot Kennedys.
Nice to see everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. All of you. Very nice to be here. I feel honored. So let's get right into it. It being the election season, obviously that's on the tip of everyone's, tongue. It's on everyone's mind. Much like the 2008 election when Barry very first got elected, there's a real buzz in the air, and I think there's a couple good reasons. Well, I think we all know the couple of reasons for that. One is named Donald Trump. The other one's Bernie Sanders on the other side. And what I wanted to talk about I'm going to exhaustively cover Trump in time, but right now I want to just a little bit about Bernie Sanders because obviously I couldn't be more completely opposed to everything that this guy stands for in terms of socialism, which invariably leads to communism, and it just doesn't work, and everybody's going to argue about that. But just, a quick perusal of history will tell you that totalitarianism doesn't really inspire the people, okay? However, that having been said, I watch Bernie, and the more I watch him, because Hillary's a disaster. I mean, just an absolute nightmare. The most disingenuous person I've ever seen. Patronized. It's awful, horrendous, criminal, terrible. Bernie, on the other hand, has really ignited this, what they're calling Gen X. Not as old as me, but not as young as somebody in their, just at reaching voting age, or maybe a little above voting age. In other words, these are the people who don't really remember Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton embroiled in the constant whitewater and the fucking every single scandal they were in, the Paula Jones. I won't go through the litany of that, but suffice it to say, do your own research. Hillary was she was in a lot of that. Her fingerprints are on a lot of that stuff. She was fired from the friggin' commission investigating Nixon just for being dishonest. I mean, how hard was that job? The guy, is admitting he's a moron. Anyway, back to Bernie Sanders. So I've watched him on a few occasions, and I have a few friends that I converse with that I'm pretty much, like friendship in my heart and love, but kind of diametrically opposed politically. Like, I wish they'd be killed in a bus crash. And but then at the end, we're friends. I guess kind of like, maybe Kobe Bryant's friends with, LeBron James or whatever. After the game, they're buddies, whatever. Right. So, but this Bernie Sanders, I have to say, he has ignited the youth vote. There's a couple reasons for it, and not just the youth vote. Kind of, well, I don't want to say my vote, but piqued my interest. Now, we know why the youth vote, if you will. They're the same idiots that voted for Obama. They don't know shit. It's a different sort of situation. You got some good marketing going on over there. It's been a push for decades to this slow creeping socialism. It's all over our country already. So it makes sense that these ignorant people whose parents worked way harder than they are and have given them these tremendous opportunities, they got a lot of time to sit around and consider, oh yes, this socialist, this utopia would be wonderful. Why should we pay for college? It should be free. Make the rich pay the rich. On and on. My point is, more I watch this guy, the words he says, I'm finding harder and harder to disagree with. I mean, things like the income disparities from the, like he likes to say, the working class. Oh, no, the fucking working class. You know, this guy's 92 years old. He's got like $11, you know, never passed one piece of legislation. Been there for 30 years or something, this guy in the Senate. But his words about certain things ring true to me, and his passion most certainly rings true to me. Now, the fact that his solutions to these things and the way he sees getting to them is, preposterous is a nice word, simply because collectivism, call it whatever you want, it's a creeping little tiger. Call it, now he's a democratic socialist, and whatever, fucking leads to totalitarianism, and we're already seeing it in the United States as it is. Maybe he's pure. Maybe that's not what his ultimate goal is. No, maybe he genuinely, I'm 93 years old, and perhaps I really do want to help the people. All right, we'll give you the benefit of the doubt, sport. That's fine. But the thing about it is the collectivism, the overtaxing corporations, he identifies the problems correctly, which is better than most on the left. For example, the guy bemoans the fact that, the rich get richer, and guess what? The economics don't necessarily trickle down. In fact, maybe now it just makes these guys smarter. Shit, we can make even more money. Let's get our phones or our widgets, let's get them assembled in China or in, wherever the hell. China's a popular destination. Okay, so all right, so anyway, so all I'm saying is I've established that really the words that this Bernie Sanders uses, if you just take the facts, like if you just take just the THC out of the marijuana, that's what gets you high. So boil all that other shit down, you just got the meat of his words. The guy's not really entirely wrong, I gotta tell you. I'm going to just leave it right there and come back to that a million times. But one more quick observation about Hillary as I'm watching both of them on Fox News the other night. And I really liked it, the town hall, the fact that they both went on Fox News. But you know what? You don't see Brett Baer with the gotcha questions. Well, in 1972, you called Rosie O'Donnell that fat fucking pig. You called her a pig. Yeah, there's none of that. He's asking them substantive questions, Long story short, I think it's so interesting that they're both in lockstep about abortion. And they both say, I expect Hillary to say it, but Bernie in these words said, well, I just don't think it's the government's place to tell a woman to do what to do with her body. I agree. And Hillary says the same thing. But isn't that funny that in this one instance, no, we're not going to tell the woman what to do with her body. However, every other instance, the government wants to be all in your business and all in your life. Every piece, they want to tell us what to buy, what to soda to drink, what to smoke, but when it comes to that one thing, they're all in lockstep. Isn't that very funny? All right, we're back. So, again, it's the political season. There's a debate every 45 minutes. No matter what channel you watch, they're debating here, they're debating there. They're all saying the same fucking shit. But the fact of the matter is, what I really want to discuss now, and I feel like I have a little bit of I don't know if it's a different, completely unique take on it, but I want to talk about Donald Trump. Because, strangely enough, now I just, sung praises on Bernie Sanders a little while ago, so now I'm like, now I don't know what I'm doing. My head's going to explode. But there's a few words about Trump. I'm a little less sold on the kid now than I was, say, over the summer when he was having those, Mussolini-ish speeches, rallying. But, however, I'm still good with it. What I want is irrelevant. I live in New York. My vote is by some fucking mental genetic weakling retard idiot. My vote is going to be canceled out. So it doesn't really matter what I think. So here's the thing about Donald Trump. When I'm seeing these states, and by the way, Ted Cruz, fine showing. I think what's going to happen is, though, it looks like the Trump moment. And listen, I'll take Cruz in a heartbeat. He's fine. But if Trump is the guy, the operations underway at this point, the super PACs, the establishment people, the people who have decided, first they decided that Jeb Bush was going to be our guy. Same dick faces that put in Mitt Romney and all these other lame asses, John McCain. You know, by the way, Mitt Romney, wow, if he ever would have lit Obama up in a speech like he lit Trump up last week, that would have been super duper. But anyway, my point with Trump is the following. If these guys try to steal, in quotes, this nomination from this guy, I think you're going to see a civil war in the Republican Party, and I'm going to tell you why. Because these establishment fuckwads who put Mitt Romney up, who is a loser. Let's face it, the guy made a bunch of dough, but as a candidate, he was horrendous. He was an embarrassment. He was terrible. And McCain was worse. Now, I digress. The point is, if these guys try to steal this thing, it'll be a reiteration. It'll be a see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? They're not listening to us. These senators, these congressmen were put into power first in 2010 as a vomitous reaction to Obama, and then took the Senate, and now have the Senate and the House, and still have been hardly obstructionist. This guy's gotten everything he wanted to do, Barry, done. My point is, the establishment wants who they want, and they make it clear. And so if they steal this from Trump, they are ending any necessity for the Republican Party in the future at all. Now, I have a call. Name?
Mike.
All right, Mike. All right, Mike. All right, Mike. Thanks for calling in. I'm talking about Trump. Would you like to talk about?
Well, I heard that you were just talking about the, should quote unquote the election be taken from him or stolen? I think
the nomination
perspective right now in history. I think what you're actually witnessing is the demise of the grand old party. I think we're going to go back. What we're experiencing now is what they experienced with Teddy Roosevelt. And you had the Bull Moose Party, you had the demise of the Whig Party. I think what we've had, for the last 100 or so years of the Republican Democrats, I think you're seeing a very quick shift in the demise from it. So to say that something could be taken from Trump, I think what he's actually given is more important than what could be taken.
Okay, let me stop you, Mike. All right, so anyway, Mike, thank you so much for calling in. Again, everything you said perfectly eloquently stated, and I think maybe we're gonna get your number, maybe give you a call and discuss some other topics as well. The Paul Ryans of the world and the dopey, you know who we mean when we say establishment, these types of people. They like the status quo how it is, and they're just like, oh my God, anybody but Trump. So if these guys are, the people should be represented. That's kind of just where I'm at. That's why you were put there, and to have it just we can do better than the will of the people. It rarely works. So anyway, Mike, excellent call, and thank you very much. All right, so, wow, it's turning out to be a terrific show, if I do say so myself. Mike, what a terrific caller that was. That was really good. Maybe we'll have him on again. You know what? We have other callers on the line, but I'm kind of feeling right now, kind of more hearing myself talk for just a little while. So, however, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show a video. Now, no, I'm a racist, I'm this, I'm that. Fact is, this Muslim issue gets under my ass all the time. Now listen, you can ask anybody, and I don't even give a shit if you do or not. I know Muslim guys, a couple Muslim guys, kind of a bunch of them. I work with them. They're not even like other guys of other religions I would rather not see every day. These guys I actually enjoy seeing. I think it's kind of funny. In fact, I'm going to convert because then I'm going to get to take a break 5 times a fucking day and pray to Mecca. So I'm thinking about doing that. But aside from that, sweetest guys ever. In fact, when they go to mosque on Friday, they pray for me and have said so. which Lord knows I need it. So, point is, these immigrants is the issue. I mean, these guys just, the Syrian refugees, all these refugees. I'm just going to show you a video just a little bit and show you what's going on. Okay? All right, so, we've all heard about the rapes and these guys. I mean, look, these are guys that are, dude, please, here's my question. As you watch the video, where are the women and children? Where are they? Where are those little ones and those ladies that we all need to save, that they play on our heartstrings? These look like working age or even military age men. So I don't really know. And they're disrespecting of their host countries. If I go to, let's say I go to Belgium, or even if I go to Mexico, if I go anywhere, you know what? Immediately, I begin to try to, kind of meld in with the group. So I'm going to unveil a theory, a proposition. So, I don't want to dwell on it. I don't know why the other Muslim countries in the region don't want to take these people in. Is that any cause for, question to anybody? You got these people, literally, that video you saw was at the Macedonia-Greece border, and they're literally knocking it down. And they're firing tear gas on. So they want to get out of wherever the fuck they're at. I can understand that. But jeepers, why don't some of these other countries take these people in, these Muslims? You know what I mean? So, I feel bad. So anyway, here's my new doctrine. This is called the Scottie Doctrine. Basically, it goes like this. Anyone from any country, from any religion, from anything can come into this country, no questions asked, provided that they, pass a physical. We don't want, terrible diseases being brought in here. You can come in the country if you're 5 years old or younger. Why? I'll tell you why. Because you know what? At 5 years old, no matter if you're boy, girl, whatever religion you are, Hamas, Muslim, freaking Jewish, whatever the fuck you are, okay? You cannot have enough hatred instilled in you to bring that forth like your parents might. Now you say, oh, it's terrible. Oh, no, you can't take the baby from their mom. You know what? I'll be honest with you. The mom, at this point, if, the guys are trying to knock down the frickin' border, they ain't doing a great job. This kid's going to be better off. Almost like winning the lottery in a way, like one of the Madonna kids, something like that. So, anyway, we'll take them. How do I pay for it? I don't know. I'm not Bernie Sanders. I'll tax the rich. Point is, it's a minuscule amount of money. As a matter of fact, people will take them through churches and all this stuff. They'll take in a left kid. And they learn the American way. And they learn to love America, and they learn to love everybody. And they learn to be wary of people. Go ahead and be wary of this type or that type. Go ahead, racial profile in your head, but don't come with hatred. Don't come with blood hatred that can only be instilled in you by your parents. That's it. So, 5 and younger. That's it. Anybody got the political will for that? All right, so I know everything else, it's so light. It's like a little light reading watching this show. Yeah, everything's funny and fun. So here's another really, really bright situation. So again, not going to say I'm a rabid conspiracy theorist by any, stretch of the imagination. However, I feel like my antennas are a little singed at the edge, like I feel a little extra stuff. But so, where am I going with that? Well, we're watching this in Europe with the which some people call the Muslim refugee invasion, into Western Europe, Germany in particular, where you've got small areas of land, and they're doing it, I would assume, or one would assume, I should say, out of the goodness of their heart, but you've got way too much, you're just overwhelming. And our president, Barry Obama, he wants to do the same type of thing. Now, again, I had spoken in an earlier show about how when I was a little kid, my mom, through the Catholic Church, we had to adopt these friggin' Laotian people from, they were refugees of the Vietnam War. They're kicking these people out. It was a family. It was, it was a pain in my ass for a couple months. It seemed like 2 years, but it was fine. And then they were gone. Why? The guy went and got a fucking job. The two little kids, the kid went to school, and that was it. So fine, great. This situation's a little bit different because what you've got is a lot of men, aggressive men who supposedly are swearing off pussy and all that sort of stuff. Yet that's all they're about once they get a whiff of a Western chick. It's pretty funny. Anyway, that aside, in our country, here's what happens, and is happening and has the danger of happening more. And the analogy I'll use, you can think along with, is how we behave at airports now. Because 19 fucking towels flew the planes into the World Trade Center. Now, most of the Homeland Security TSA regulations that we have in place now would not have prevented any of those attacks, but yet you'll notice, and you can pick and choose, that would have been blah, blah, blah. Guys are still getting box cutters through all day long, okay? So the point is, but yet we have an erosion of our own civil liberties because of these bad apples, if you will. And that's what will happen. And I sort of can't help but think that Obama and some of his ilk, the globalists, if you will, don't want to create a little civil unrest in Germany and a little civil unrest eventually here in the United States. And why? Well, because once there's some mayhem in the streets, then guess what? Now we have to really clamp down on the people. We caused the motherfucking problem. I'm speaking as Barry and the government. We caused the problem because we brought these ne'er-do-wells in. And now they're doing everything crazy. Like the Mexican and the other illegal immigrants that totally take up so many beds in our prisons, whatever. We got enough problems with our own fucking knuckleheads, and now we're housing a third of our prisoners are these guys. Point is, so what happens is when this mayhem, when this civil unrest is created, much like you're seeing in Europe now we need a curfew because it's just so bad. And here's a website so these guys can learn how to date and fuck German women properly. Google it. It exists. Believe me when I say. So anyway, my point is, once the civil unrest is created, because how can you act? These are people you saw the video. They're knocking down a fence and there's police on the other side. And then the police, who they know are armed with tear gas and real bullets too, if they want, but they're so scared for offending anybody. These idiots now are throwing rocks at those guys. I mean, what are we working with over here? That's what we need in our country. Tons of those guys. Let's go. Let's bring some more of those guys because they'll create civil unrest. And now that will lead to the erosion of the civil liberties and the freedoms of the citizens who aren't doing anything. Like when you were in school and one kid threw the eraser. Who threw the fucking eraser? Well, nobody gets recess until somebody comes forward. Nobody wants to rat on anybody. We all don't have recess. We all know fucking Timmy did it. And if we could all sort of address that sort of problem honestly with this situation, then maybe we won't have. But you know what? Ultimately, martial law, more regulations, more rules, and guess what? Less guns. All right, so I leave you a little teaser for next time. Guns is on everybody's mind all the time. But you know what? That's a big one. A lot of people have a lot of different opinions about guns, what they use them for, how they feel about them. But most of the people, and mostly the people, frankly, that I'm concerned about, I don't really give a shit about hunters or any of that stuff. What I do give a shit about is the erosion of the Constitution, or what I understand about it. And so, but we'll cover that next time. And I want to thank everybody. I want to thank all our producer, Phil. I want to thank our callers who didn't get on today. But you know what? We'll get you on next week. We got all your numbers. We're going to send you t-shirts and the whole thing. All right, so check us out on our website. What the Fuck America. We're on Facebook. We're here. We're there. And believe it or not, we love you.
What the fuck America did to me? Trickery or conspiracy? Good white girl, not Hillary, kidding me. Nothing gonna change my sensibility. Life's a bitch, giving all the chivalry. Overheard in a broke man's soliloquy. Bust guns or break him down lyrically. Ring bells, I'm talking about liberty. Not tripping, shit got slippery. Far from the truth in which proximity? Real authenticity, can't rate well when you're false officially. Leave marks, me parts of history. Who do we charge for the scars initially? Watch your enemies. Everybody brother ending up shot Kennedys.